Well, it is a rarity, but I am running late this morning. I was busy. Here, let me tell you a story. So I'm kind of titled this little thing, Results Not Typical. And I was actually out today. I was out yesterday, spent most of the day working on creating videos for some pre-roll ads on YouTube. You know, those type of ads that everybody hates. It's like skip them in 5 seconds sort of ads. Well, turns out those are a pretty effective way to get your message out and to generate some lead flow. And so I spent the morning hours crafting the scripts, and then I had to give an interview for a great guy named Chris, and that interview is going to be out on Thursday, I believe, which is tomorrow. And then finally in the afternoon, I recorded the videos, edited them down, and then built the campaigns out in YouTube and Google Ads to start running them. And I hit create ad, and then of course I sat back and waited for my money machine to start printing me money. Went downstairs, ate a little bit of dinner, laid down, watched a TV show, and then about 10 o'clock decided it was time to go to bed because being a creature of habit, that's what I do. And I checked my Google Ads just to see how many impressions my new advertisements were getting, only to find that all of my ads had been rejected for misleading content. Now, hopefully by now, we've been together enough and we've shared enough, we broke enough bread that I would never use misleading or deceptive advertising, mainly because I don't want to work with people and sell people stuff who are just going to be unhappy with me. It's one of those things I really hate selling, and even more than that, I hate dealing with customers who aren't satisfied because for whatever reason they thought they were buying A and they got B. And so I was a little frustrated. So I went to Google. I said, well, this isn't misleading. There's nothing in here. All I did was I quoted some statistics from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and then I talked a little bit about this free event that I'm holding. And by the way, if you would like that free event, you can go to, I believe it's not. What is that? I don't remember what the link is, but it doesn't matter. I'll get it for you, and I'll put it somewhere in the comments or pop up or something. And so I went and started reading through the thing, and it turns out that the Googles and the YouTubes don't like you to make claims unless you have a disclaimer on the video. So the fact that I was using the Bureau of Labor and Statistics numbers, but I didn't quote the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the BLS, and the fact that I was talking about some of the stuff that people got out of my event without having a disclaimer on there, the Googles didn't like that. So this morning, I got up and spent the morning redoing the ads, putting the disclaimers in place so that now I can rerun them. And here's the funny thing about all of this, and what I want you to understand is that oftentimes we're telling ourselves a lie. You see, take for example the last piece of fitness equipment that you bought. Now, depending on how jaded you are, you may not have bought a piece of fitness equipment anytime recently because you just know that you're not going to use it anyway. But at the beginning of every year, there are multitudes of people who go out and get gym memberships that 3 months later they're paying for but not using. And we are typically sold on these, the equipment, the gym membership, because we see an advertisement for someone who looks the way that we would want to look if all we did all day is work out, right? And we want to believe, we don't really believe, but we want to believe that if we buy this piece of equipment, that we are going to look the way the guy or the girl on the advertisement looks. And what ends up happening is it comes home, we work on it for a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, don't change much of our lifestyle, and then in 3 weeks later it becomes nothing more than a very expensive coat hanger. Okay? Now the truth is, the next thing that we do is we typically go and blame the advertiser. We say, oh, they lied to me again. We might chastise ourselves for being duped once again. Oh my gosh, we got duped again by these greedy, malicious advertisers. But the truth is, the only person we were duping was ourselves. Because the guy in the video might actually be able to look like that if he used the whiz-bang piece of equipment that we purchased, right? but only if he incorporates also a massive amount of diet and exercise and nutrition along with it. And most of us just aren't willing to radically change our lifestyle like that. So to give you one example of this, I dated for about, when I say dated, I went out on 3 dates with a fitness model here in Los Angeles. I'm about maybe a year and a half ago, maybe it might be 2 years ago now, when it didn't go very far for one simple reason. Yes, she looked incredible, but she literally had no life except the gym. She lived at the gym. She was a trainer at the gym when she wasn't working out herself. She couldn't eat anything, and when she did eat, she had to eat at very specific times. So we could be out doing anything, she'd be like, I have to stop and eat. And most importantly, this was the big one for me, was that because all she did was live in the gym, we couldn't have a conversation about anything else. And so after a couple of dates, I was just like, this is never going to work out. Like, I'm never going to adjust my lifestyle to this and do nothing but talk about lifting weights and fitness all day long. That's just, that isn't going to happen. If you want to talk about marketing and branding all day long, I could do that, but not fitness. And so it ended. And the fact is, most of us don't get the result that oftentimes is advertised because it is a best case result stemming from a massive, massive, massive amount of work that most people are not willing to do. You see, I spent all day yesterday developing these ads only for them to be shut down. Okay? And then I got up at 4:30 this morning or whatever, because I woke up and it was driving me crazy and I wanted to get the ads done. I wanted to get this test out. And so I got up and started working on that. It is unreasonable for anyone to think that they are going to be able to get up tomorrow and duplicate those results. Even if I teach every single thing that I know, hey, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, there's gonna be a learning curve associated with it, and it's in the learning curve that most people fail. Most people cannot suffer long enough to find success. They want it to come easy. And we do a disservice as marketers and as promoters of our brand and as our products by feeding people an idea that it's going to be simple or easy. As I said, I try not to do that, but for whatever reason, the YouTubes didn't like what I put out, and so I had to make an adjustment. I had to go even further than I would normally go with my disclaimers. But what ends up happening, now, naturally, the reason people say so easy, eat anything you want and lose 10 pounds is because that's what people want to hear. It's not the reality, but it's what they want to hear. And although you will probably lose sales by putting the disclaimers out there and being truthful and honest in your advertising and your promotions, what will happen is the people who do come to you will be overly satisfied with the product or service that you give to them because you were honest up front and you only attracted the people who were willing to do the work necessary to achieve the result. And you know what? Even if they don't end up looking like you, right? Even if I don't end up looking like the fitness star, if I lose a little bit of weight, if I put on some muscle, if I'm feeling better, if the diet changes that I make to my life improve the way I feel and my ability to go out and make more money and pursue what I love, well then it's done me a service, right? And I'm gonna feel great about that. I don't have to end up achieving everything that the guy I'm learning from has achieved in order for me to be satisfied with the result. All I have to do is be able to have a value above and beyond what I invested. So that's all I wanted to say, and because it was on my mind today because I got my ads rejected, and I hope that that's of value to you, and I hope you're able to use that. I promise you, you're going to improve your results and you're going to improve the quality of the client or customer that you get if you will go above and beyond to tell people the truth about what it takes to achieve what you've achieved in your life. Because to do anything less is selling them short and setting them up for failure, and none of us want that. So anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you listening and being part of what I'm doing and what I'm building. And guys, I'll talk to you guys soon.